Okay, good afternoon. Okay, so after watching the tape from last night, this morning, again, watched it on the plane and watched it again this morning with the offensive staff, defensive staff, special team staff, you know, really we're focusing on just the corrections, how we can get better as a unit, offensively and defensively. Really, and I focused on the guys in the team meeting is really microed it down to the individual. How can we focus and get the details right at each position? And that's what execution is, and that's what executing at a high level is, and that's what the good teams do. They have focus every single play at every position, doing their job with speed, okay, and being physical, and that's what it takes to win in this league, down in and down out. And I just challenged the guys this morning in the team room that every guy's got to improve on their details, and the coaches are going to work with those guys in terms of their fundamentals at each position. Get a couple things for the run, couple things for the pass, couple things on coverage units, whatever unit you're on, and we're going to do our drills, our walkthroughs, our practices, and everything's going to be based on those things to help that particular unit or that particular guy out to improve that detail. And that's the plan that we have for this week. We have a great opportunity ahead of us, this week and this week alone, and our focus is all on Denver, and our focus is on getting this thing right and executing at a high pace. So with that, I'll open to questions.
Jermaine Edmonds left the game in the second half yesterday. You have an update on what his status is and what he was dealing with?
Yeah, he was good. He was good to go. He actually could have came back in at the very end of the game, and I left Sanborn in there. He was playing fine at that particular game, where that moment of that game was. So we kept him out, and Sanborn got some good reps.
What was the order of events with Tyreek Stevenson, where he came out? It seemed like he was getting checked for concussion, came back in, then was ruled out. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because they told me both things, in terms of that he's in concussion protocol, but really just ended up being a neck, so he never got checked for concussion protocol. It was really just his neck, so that's all it was. I mean, it was a heck of a hit on the side. I thought the penalty, could go either way. I thought one foot was out, one foot was in when he did make that hit, and I thought it was a really good play to deter the runner to get to the end zone. So, yeah, he's in a good spot.
And the illness, wasn't he ruled out with illness?
Yeah, illness. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't remember from yesterday exactly what it was. I think it was it illness? Illness question. Okay, illness question.
With illness. The illness is just kind of a concern or a red flag because it did look like he was being checked for a concussion. So I was wondering if those things were connected.
Yeah, it was illness. We're not trying to hide anything. They said it was that. That's what it is.
And did Justin come through okay yesterday? He obviously took that big hit late in the game as well.
Yeah, he came through okay. Took the big hit, but again, he was just ruled fine. Nothing was done there, and came back in, had that nice drive at the end. I thought we operated a good 2 minute, on the ball type of offense, and that was good by him.
Can you put your finger on his struggles in the pocket, just making completions? In that first half yesterday, there wasn't a whole lot of success when he was between the tackles.
Yeah, I mean, start off, obviously he made a heck of a play to get out of that, backed up situation. Rolled out through a nice play. I thought Clay had a nice, on the sideline catch. That was good. And then, we created some things there. But, to answer your question, he's just working on that. No one's going to work harder than him in the pocket. And again, you saw a couple of times there we had it midfield, and they showed single high. We ended up checking the play and ended up being in quarters coverage, doubled both of our receivers. He stepped back there and then brought it across midfield and took off and ran there. So I think that's him being in the flow right there at that moment, at that particular play. Reading the coverages. There wasn't a lot of guys open because they had the two receivers that went up the field doubled. So I thought he did a nice job on that one.
You talked yesterday about the coaching staff's job is to put the players in position to succeed. How do you balance the fact that you need to be somewhat successful as a pocket passer just to run an offense in the NFL, but also putting him in a position to keep his feet moving and do some things that he might be more comfortable?
Yeah, and I think we did some of that. We got him out of the pocket some yesterday. I thought we took our shots down the field. I thought we had our chances to make a couple more of those. At the end of the day, I thought a couple of those were right on the money. And
more catch up there, right?
Yeah, I thought we had an opportunity there for a couple of those, and obviously the one at the very end on the left side, offensive left side, the one-handed catch was a nice ball. But again, we just got to be detailed with how we're running those deep shot routes, and just a little minute details can get us open and get us in space that we need to get to entirely as an offense.
A 50-50 ball too, or at least that's why I perceived it, to Chase Claypool down the field. After reviewing it, should Claypool have made that catch? I think Greg Olson said on the TV broadcast watching it that he short-armed that play.
Yeah, I don't see short arm. I see a high point the ball, instead of jumping up, a little early. I think he would agree with that, to go high point the ball. Catch it as highest point with, and when he jumps and gets it there. So that's the only thing I would have with that. I thought he just jumped a little bit early on it.
Man, with your linebackers, Tremaine and TJ, obviously that was a point of emphasis this offseason. What does they need to do? What does the defense need to do to get their impact plays, splash plays up?
Yeah, just keep playing the defense. Just keep playing the defense. They're right there. They're right in position where they need to be. And those guys have been making a lot of plays. So I think it's more about the strip attempts that we have to have when we're going to tackle. I think we might be missing that some, so we got to do a great job with that. But they're in position to make some plays, and we're going to get them in position.
Matt, when you said you went through the position groups and you highlighted focus and details.
Yep.
Why has that been lacking when that is an essential part of the HITS principles and that I think would be part of what you described as championship habits that you've established?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it's a part that we need to do better. It's always been emphasized. We just have to keep doing it better. We just got to wire in the details and keep doing it better. And I told the guys, if you just keep doing that, good things are going to happen. If we do it by you as a person, right? And I said, look at your position group. If you guys say that, hey, we have the best game of the year at your position group this week, okay, you're going to like the outcome. And you got to micro it down like that, because what that does is that focuses on improvement, individual improvement, and then position group improvement, okay? And then that goes to unit execution. And that's what we're doing. So the guys can have specific things to focus on during this time of adversity, right? Because we're going through adversity right now. And I said, all these guys in the room are tough-minded, tough people. And that's why you're sitting in the room. And we built these relationships together during this offseason just for this. No one said it was going to be easy, right? No one said that. And this is a difficult time, right? So how do we get through that? By leaning on each other, right? And then focusing on the improvement of the individual man and the position groups. And that's how you get better execution.
Why has that been lacking though, when that's something that's controllable? Like talent is not necessarily controllable, but that part of it is.
That's what we're doing.
Why hasn't it been? Why was that something that you felt needed to be said after 3 years?
We always focus on detail. We always focus on that. I'm just re-emphasizing so we get improvement. You focus on things you need to get improvement on, and that's what we need to get improvement on at this time.
As the head coach, how do you retain their buy-in? How do you retain their attention when the successes have been so rare?
Yeah, just got to have belief. You got to have belief in each other. You got to have belief in the coaches, belief in the players, belief in the man sitting next to you. And, the work that we put on, every single day, and knowing that we're going to get better, and knowing that, history shows you that in the NFL, if you do that, if you're able to have the stamina to push through obstacles and push through adversity, good things are going to happen. And there's countless examples of that in the history of the NFL. Our 2018 Colts team was that way, right? We were 1-5, right? And everybody was looking at us like, not a very good team, right? You just keep doing right over and over again, one play at a time, and then you run off nine in a row or whatever that might be. And, this team is different, but, we'll see where it is. But it's about being a group that's determined, that's focused, right, that has the stamina to push through adversity, but you got to do it together because you got to play better complementary football together, offense, defense, kicking. But again, it still comes down to the individual man focusing on his details at his position to making sure he's got those right, and then the position group, then the unit, then the team.
When you micro it down, as you said, for individuals, when you see Justin Fields, what kinds of things does he still have to do better in game?
Yeah, he's been doing it, right? He's been doing it in terms of the work, right? Now we're going to see the fruits of the labor. He's just got to keep doing the things, the platform, rhythm and timing, the things that we've been discussing. I thought we did a good job of moving him out of the pocket yesterday. Had a couple quarterback design runs, a couple run pass options. Took those shots down the field. I thought those were really good. We got to capitalize on those. So I think he did some things, okay, in Sunday's game that looked like we wanted it to look, and it's getting better.
You feel like he's close to unlocking?
I do. I think we're real close. I really do. I know a lot of people say we're it's a far way away. I don't believe that. I think we're close, and I think that it's more about the details of the individual person, and if we just keep doing that right, right things are going to happen.
Why do you think you're close?
What's that?
Why do you think you're close?
Because I know I've seen it before. I've seen it. You know, like I said, when I was at the Colts, I saw it. When I was, back when I was the DC at Missouri, the first few years we weren't very good, and that was hard. It was hard business. We were, at the Colts we were losing the teams we probably shouldn't have lost to the begin, and same thing when I was back at Missouri. And then all of a sudden, if you just keep doing right, okay, and keep your head down and focus on what matters, okay, good things happen.
Matt, Justin talked yesterday about the Chiefs used a spy on him, and then he said, the week before the Bucs were essentially daring him to hand it off, like the way they were containing the edges. I'm sure you guys knew all summer that teams were going to do things like that. Why hasn't the counter to those things been as successful as you would assume want it to be?
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking for ways to free people up, right? The skill on our football team, and we just got to do a better job of that. I do know that running the football a conventional way also is going to be beneficial to opening up the other types of runs that we have.